Alright, too, we are back, of course, talking that Final Fantasy VII. We're also talking 7 Remake, 7 Rebirth, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX. A few announcements today in regards to all these games. If you guys remember, prior to Rebirth coming out, they announced the 7 Remake, 7 Rebirth Twin Pack, where you just paid the $70 for Rebirth, but you just got a copy of 7 Remake for free. Well, today they finally announced a physical version of this, introducing the Final Fantasy VII Remake INTERGRADE and Rebirth Twin Package physical editions. Get the first two games of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy set across 3 PlayStation 5 discs from December 4th. Learn more on the blog. So first off, the cover art is pretty cool. The combination of the Remake INTERGRADE specific cover for FF7 Remake, and also obviously the Rebirth cover. I do kind of wish that for the remake aspect of the cover, they use that new key art that we got that's coming to the Switch version. I think that would have been cool for the collectors out there. If you're somebody that buys like all the FF7 shit, you probably already have a physical edition of FF7 for PS4, the PS5 edition, of course, which is the same cover but just slightly different. And then for this third version coming out, this twin pack, it'd have been nice to have that new cover art. Maybe they could do like a reversible cover for this or something where you flip it over and it's that new key art that I was talking about, but also it's the other key art for Rebirth where it's Tifa and Aerith as opposed to Cloud and Zack. Or they could also use that newer piece of key art we got for Rebirth, I think around the time that it was coming to PC earlier this year. Like, there could be something cool they could do with either just the cover in general or like a reversible cover. But yeah, when it comes to this Twin Pack physical edition, it's only $60, which is actually a really good price. The Twin Pack right now on the PlayStation Store is also $60, but it's also on sale. It's normally $100, which is kind of crazy, but also I guess it makes sense given what you're getting. And even 7 Rebirth by itself is $70 right now. So you can pre-order this physical edition that gives you Rebirth and also Remake for less than what it costs just to buy Rebirth. And also, as they said, it's coming out December 4th. You can pre-order this currently on the Square Enix store, also on Amazon. I'm not sure if there's any other retailers like Walmart, Best Buy, whatever. Maybe they're already up, I'm not sure. I also don't know if there's going to be any sort of pre-order bonuses. I know this is like the third time they're re-releasing Remake, the second time they're re-releasing Rebirth. But there's sometimes they do that, incentive to buy on their particular sites or platforms or whatever. Maybe that could be a thing, but I don't see that currently. And ever since they announced this Twin Pack for 7 Remakes and 7 Rebirth, a lot of people have been like, well, that all but confirms that there's going to be a trilogy eventually for the games. And it's like, yeah, we knew that as soon as they announced the Twin Package. Obviously, there wasn't a physical version at the time for that. We're just now getting it. But like clearly, whenever they announce Part 3, there's probably going to be a triple pack you can buy, at least digitally. At some point, they'll probably release a physical version of that too, of course. But that was always going to be the case. Like, duh. We've been saying that for literally years at this point. As for the Final Fantasy VII original and also Final Fantasy VIII and IX stuff, they announced physical editions of those games for the Switch, which isn't actually new. So first off, they say play through classic adventures anytime, anywhere. Final Fantasy VII, VIII, and IX are launching physically on Nintendo Switch in North America from December 9th, 2025, and they have a 7 and 8 twin pack and then 9 by itself. And why I say this isn't new is because it's something they did like 6 years ago in Europe. You could get like physical editions of 7 and 8 together and a physical edition of FF9. I'm not really sure why they're just now bringing it to the US. It's kind of strange. It's been a long ass time. Here's a post from 6 years ago, somebody showing off their cartridge. I don't recall exactly when FF9 got its physical release for the Switch in Europe. But again, at least with like 7 and 8, it's been like 6 years. I'm not sure what took so long, but at least we're here. Now, both of these are a bit pricey in my opinion. The twin pack for 7 and 8 is $40, which is just a little bit over what their digital price is, whether you're buying it on Switch or Xbox or PlayStation, whatever. FF7 costs $16 on the eShop. Final Fantasy VIII costs $20 on the eShop, so $36. You're paying just a couple bucks more to get a physical version. Not the biggest deal. However, when it comes to Final Fantasy IX, there's a bit of an issue, because digitally this game costs $21 on, I think, like all digital storefronts, right? The physical version of this game for Switch is $40. And I honestly don't know why, because their pricing, for the most part, till you get to FF9, matches what the digital prices are, right? Like 7 and 8 are close to what they cost digitally to buy a physical version of them. It's $40 for both games. You might as well say they're both $20. You could say 7's a little bit less, 8's a bit more. Regardless, it equals $40. I don't know where they get off fucking double charging you. I'm just honestly very confused. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I can agree that the games cost different prices, right? And I think that makes sense. I think that's fair, right? When you look at FF7 to 8 to 9, I think they're progressively better quality games. I love all of them, right? But they just get better as they go from like a technical perspective, right? So I think it's fair to charge different prices for those games. But where do they get the fucking $40 price tag for one of them? Again, the twin pack for 7 and 8 is $40. You could say that like 7 is $18 and Final Fantasy VIII is $22. That's where they get the $40 price tag. Okay, it's a bit more than what they cost normally, but whatever. I'll give you that. It's the physical version, right? And if you wanted to charge like $24 or $25 for the physical version of FF9, it would still be a bit of an issue because that's still a couple bucks more than what it costs digitally. But okay, I could kind of forgive it. You're getting the game case, you're getting the cartridge, right? Where are we fucking getting $40 from? Again, it's almost double what the game costs digitally. That'd be comparable to this twin pack for 7 and 8 costing like 80 goddamn dollars. The game's being about 40 bucks a piece. I wasn't expecting to have to like rant about shit in this video because like I knew about this news from earlier today and I just not got around to making the video. But I hadn't looked up like prices or looked at like, you know, storefronts or anything like that. I didn't know what anything cost. This is supposed to be like a very positive video. It's kind of cool. Here's a physical release of these games, right? For these particular platforms. I'm just confused. I'm legitimately shocked. I'm stupefied by the price of this game for Switch. I absolutely love Final Fantasy IX. It is a wonderful game, an absolutely beautiful story. Is it $40 in the big 2025? I don't think so. Unless you're an absolute diehard Final Fantasy IX fan or you just for some reason want this physical version of the game for Switch, I wouldn't buy it. Like I could never justify buying this game for 40 bucks when you can buy it on 2 different platforms for that price. Like it doesn't make goddamn sense. And in fact, it goes on sale all the time, at least on like PlayStation. I'm assuming also Xbox. I don't know if fucking Nintendo ever does sells it all. But like often you can buy Final Fantasy IX on the PlayStation Store for less than like $10. And actually I decided to check the PlayStation Store and it is in fact on sale right now for less than $9. Again, if you want it for Switch, you could just go on the eShop right now and buy it for $21 instead of waiting till December 9th to buy it for $40 fucking dollars. Where's the logic? Actually, speaking of the release dates, like the twin pack for 7 Remake and 7 Rebirth is coming out December 5th. And the twin pack for 7 and 8 and also Final Fantasy IX by itself for Switch is coming out December 9th. That just seems odd. Like, why are they coming out so close together? Why not either on the same day or put a little bit of space between them so people can actually buy them? I know there's still time, a couple months between this right now. If you want to like put money down to pre-order the shit, whatever. It just seemed odd. That's really kind of it for the video, I think. I don't know if there's anything else out there worth talking about. So this is kind of cool. At least for the most part, it's cool. I don't know why they're doing my FF9 dirty like that. It's kind of strange. I can't imagine why somebody would want to buy it for that price. I can't say it enough. It's so absurd to me. You can get fucking 7 and 8 together for the same price that you could buy only FF9 for. There's just no logic to it. Anyways, the twin pack for 7 Remake and 7 Rebirth Physical Edition is pretty damn cool. It's a soft confirmation, I suppose, that they're going to do like a triple pack at some point. We didn't necessarily need that confirmation because we've all been saying this for as far back as I can goddamn remember at this point. But at least now with them releasing a physical version of those 2 games together, that is a confirmation that there will be a triple pack at some point down the road. Anyways, my dudes, that'll indeed be the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, dashingdavidYT. That's it. That's not the right hand. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like low